welcome back to the Circle of Life with Tess podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing establishing boundaries to protect your privacy. What do we mean by boundaries? Boundaries is just simply setting up a space between your relationship between people, what to do and what not to do. So the question is, what should you do when people don't understand the boundaries you have set? Most of the time when this is the case, it's simply because it is not a boundary the other person need in their life, so they don't understand why you need that boundary. People have different needs because of the difference in our personalities as well as lifestyles. We should all respect each other's needs. Don't judge, criticize people. Some people are just plain selfish. They do what they want to do whenever they want to do it. Whenever they want to do it with no regard or even consideration for someone else. This, of course, is a wrong attitude, and being forced to respect other people's boundaries is actually good for this kind of people. Selfish people can certainly steal our peace if we allow them. As I stated, everyone needs different kinds of boundaries. Everyone in life has a right to privacy. There may be things we don't want people to know or see. No matter how close we are to someone, at least we all have a right and a need for privacy. Even in a marriage, both husband and wife, you need a certain amount of privacy. Sometimes we even pressure others and cause them work because we don't respect their own privacy properly. Some people who ask questions, they should not. Some are nosy, some are just wise. If you know you are a straightforward individual and you ask a lot of questions, when you ask questions, try to use wisdom and don't reach into anyone's privacy. Because you are a straightforward person, you usually ask people. If you ask someone something you don't want to answer, just tell them. Don't be offended. Be very open about your life, and sometimes you need to remind them that not everyone is that way. Be clear about what you want in a relationship and be ready to confront people lovingly where they do not honor your boundaries. The way you begin a relationship is the way they will continue. So if you don't approve of something, don't be afraid to speak up. When you let something go and you don't deal with it, let me tell you, people view it as an approval, and usually it gets worse. Very often, people don't comfort others. Another way of saying they don't establish boundaries. You need to set up a boundary. Let people know, because of our relationship, you can't do this. You can't go past this line. Confrontation frequently offends people simply because unbridled human nature wants to do whatever it wants to do without constraints for others. This is not healthy for any relationship or person. We all need to hear people say in various ways, you can go this far and not farther. We need to let people know what we are and what we are not willing to do. Lots of people do many things they resent simply because they don't understand the importance of boundary. Boundary not only protect us, they protect people and the longevity of relationship. Boundaries protect our peace. Perhaps most people don't know that nothing affects us more than the people with whom we spend a lot of time with. The Bible even has a lot of ways to say what kind of people we should not let in our lives. So if people have no mission, if you don't have boundaries in your life, you don't have discipline, you just realize that most of the friends you keep, they just gossip and tell you secrets, and these are undisciplined people you frequently let into your life. Because of that, you need to be aware of entanglement. It is unwise to be entangled in other people's problems, but it is a boundary. If you set up a boundary in that relationship, there is no reason why you have to be entangled in that person's relationship, because before stepping into that relationship, you set up that boundary. So entanglement to complicate or confuse, not to tangle. This difficult relationship brings pain into our own life, just like you're trying to comb your hair that is tangled. You know the pain you go through. That is why you need to set up boundaries. For some people, their problems have become their life. and they wouldn't know how to spend their time without those problems. Their problems become who they are, and people with problems to whom everyone is supposed to cater. So you need to keep out things, establish a boundary in this case that says keep out of dangerous relationship. Know who to keep and who not to keep. So I hope we've learned a lesson or two on today's episode. Beware of entanglement. Set up a boundary in a relationship. Don't let familiarity breed concepts. Yes, establishing and maintaining proper boundaries prevents familiarity. This is very important. Think of how you treat a new car. It's very beautiful. Treat a relationship like that. Please, new things seem wonderful, but when we become familiar with them, we begin to have less respect for them or even concept. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to follow, rate, review, and share.